Now in verse 21, Jesus tells us, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And so someone may say, well, okay, this all makes sense, intellectually, theologically. I know that giving makes sense. But what if I just don't feel like it? What if I just don't feel like pulling out my checkbook and writing a check? I'm just not into it. Well, Jesus says your heart will follow your treasure. He says, don't wait until you feel like it. Start doing this even when you don't feel like it. I think Jesus assumes that nobody automatically feels like it. Have you ever seen a toddler? Do your kids just feel like sharing their stuff? No, nobody feels like it. So, when I see my kids, I don't feel that bad. I don't feel like they're terrible people because I know that I'm that way too. But Jesus says, look, when you start to do this, when you start to invest this way, your heart will be changed. Your heart will grow into this. Let me give you a worldly example. It's kind of a dumb personal example. But a couple of years ago, one of the guys in my office, he started this fantasy football league. And initially, I was like, this is dumb. It's a waste of time. Why would I want to do this? I don't even pay that much attention to the NFL. I told him I'm not interested. He says, I'm going to sign you up anyway. It's like, okay, fine. And so the rest of the office, they're gathered around the table. They've got their phones out with this fantasy football app. They're trying to figure out who they're going to pick. I couldn't even figure out how to get into the app. And so I let the computer pick all my players for the most part. Now, I did eventually get in, and I drafted a quarterback. I drafted Jay Cutler. If you don't know anything about football, never ever draft Jay Cutler. It's a stupid idea. So I lost a couple of games in the beginning. But over time, I started to pay attention, started to make some adjustments, here and there. That guy's not doing well. I'm going to drop him. I'm going to pick up this player. Made a few trades. I ended up winning the trophy. There's the trophy right there. It's actually gotten bigger. He built this wooden platform underneath it, so it's like this tall and really heavy. But I won the trophy. The guy who wasn't even interested in the beginning. Well, I guess I have to tell you this part too. We did it another year, and I was really into it this time. Got my butt kicked in the playoffs. And I got to say, I was pretty disappointed. I was kind of in a bad mood for a while. And I asked myself, why am I so upset? I knew this was a pointless thing to begin with. Why am I so mad? Well, I realized that my heart had gotten into this because I started investing in it. And my heart got into it. And Jesus says, when you invest in the heavenly treasury, that is what will happen to you. Your heart will get into it. Your heart will be changed as a result. So if you haven't done this yet, here's what I want you to do. I don't want you to wait until you feel like it. I want you to ask yourself, how can I start to take the first steps now? How can I start to do this? How can I start giving? What would this look like for you? And if you're already doing this, and by the way, we're a very generous church. You guys are doing a great job. I've got to applaud you for that. So if you're already doing this, I want you to think about this. What has Jesus said to me about what will happen as I'm doing this?